Hey everybody, Brock Frady here, helping you enjoy your ride. In today's video, we're going to take an in-depth look at this beautiful 2024 Toyota Landcruiser First Edition. Now this one is absolutely loaded. It's almost 80 grand. We're going to take an in-depth look, including a drive of this Toyota Landcruiser. I am so excited. But before we get started, I would like to say a huge thank you to Modern Toyota of Asheboro in Asheboro, North Carolina. I'll be sure to leave all of Modern Toyota of Asheboro's contact information, including their website, in the description box below. The length is 193.8 inches. The width is 84.2 inches. Height, 76.1 inches. Wheelbase is 112.2 inches. Turning circle is 40 feet. Ground clearance is 8 inches. And the curb weight is 5,038 pounds, and it has a maximum tow capacity of 6,000 pounds. Now, if you're anything like me, you are absolutely loving this color. I really, honestly, really do love this color. The color is called sand, and the interior is called light gray. We'll take a look at that in just a second, but take a look at those headlights. These, of course, are going to be LED headlights. I think that is a super cool retro look. Big fat Toyota badge right there up front. And I just love how just it almost looks adversarial. It almost looks like it's daring you to dare it to go off-road. It's got big, fat, chunky, beefy tires. Everything about this thing is boxy and is chunky and is retro. This almost looks like a concept vehicle that, you know, everybody wishes a manufacturer would come out with, and Toyota actually did it. I love that. And I love, look, there's like a theme here. Check out the big, fat, chunky mirror, and then look at this piece directly under the headlight. It's like that kind of boxy, chunky look. I think I'm gonna say chunky in this thing about 100 times. Those cool round LED headlights, and then you have your rigid fog lights there. Everything up front is LED. There is a camera right there, and then you have a camera system up by your rear view mirror. Great big old tires. I love the black wheels. Disc brakes up front, disc brakes in the back. I like how the door handles match the black of the wheel well here and the black at the bottom of the running board. Integrated LED turn signal there. And check out the top. The top is not white. It's like a grayish color, but it's obviously a different color than the rest of the body. And then you have the big luggage rack there on top. This thing just looks like it's ready to go off-road right from the factory. Opening up the rear here, you are going to feel a little rubber button here, and as long as you have the key on your person, you can open it right up. It is a single power door instead of the split door that's in the old Landcruiser. That's okay though. I know people kind of feel nostalgic about that split open door. There also is no third row, not in any variation. It is a 5-seat only situation, which this is kind of curious. Since it's a 5-seater, there's cup holders there, and then there's a power point there, and then you've got an exit latch right there to fold the seat down. So I wonder if it's only a second row, why are there cup holders, a latch, and power points down there? Then you have a rubber mat there. Check out the load height though. That's one of the things that I think is going to be, could be a little bit of a challenge, is that really high load height But from what I understand, there are hybrid components under there, because this is a 4-cylinder hybrid vehicle. It packs a huge punch in torque, and we'll take a look at that during the drive. But then you also have an extra little storage area right there. That's nice, a little hidden storage area. There's a huge tow hitch cover right there. That thing is just massive. I don't know what that's all about. I really like also the mud flaps on this one. Landcruiser first edition mud flaps, and it reflects up in the front as well. But there's your power door, your rear cargo. Oh, by the way, you also have speakers right here in case you want to tailgate. That's kind of a nice touch. And then you can just lower this by pressing that down, and it goes right down. You're also going to notice that there's a button over here on the bottom left of the glass, and that is how you pop the glass. Nice little feature. Makes it easy for loading. The back seat in the Landcruiser is nice. You have perforated seating surfaces. You have your own climate control system back here. You also have USB-C power points, and then also a cigarette lighter adapter power point as well. There is leg room. It's pretty good leg room. This seat is actually pretty far back, so that's good leg room considering I'm over 6 feet. You also have cup holders with a center armrest right here, and there is plenty of headroom. You can see maybe there's a like this, the roof comes down and then up, and so it has this kind of motion, and that's where your head perfectly falls, so it gives you plenty of headroom. I also love the fact that there are AC vents right up here in the ceiling, so it's coming right down on you, and that's really nice. There are JBL speakers back here, because this one, as I mentioned in the intro, is the first edition, and so it's got all the upgraded amenities like the JBL stereo as well. And so you see that here. There's kind of like an armrest on this platform here, but you also have a grab bar here, and then you can use this one here as well. Of course, all the back windows are nice and tinted, power windows and everything, and that's nice. It's a nice back seat, plenty of room. We're about to take a look at the engine, but before we do, I want to have a conversation about the engine that's in this thing. It's a 4-cylinder. It's a 4-cylinder in a Landcruiser. That's hard to believe considering the GX in the Lexus lineup is virtually the same vehicle. I mean, it looks identical. It's a little bit more fancy, but that one has a twin-turbo V6. This one's got a 4-cylinder in it. However, it's more fuel efficient than the outgoing Landcruiser, than the old Landcruiser. By a long shot, it's more fuel efficient. It takes regular gas. The combined fuel economy is going to be 23 miles per gallon. And Toyota says you're going to have a range of 447 miles, highway miles, on a tank of gas. And it's got a 17.9 gallon fuel tank. That's a lot of miles on the highway, 447 miles on the highway on a single tank. That's pretty impressive for a vehicle this size. But you also say, well, yeah, it's got a tiny engine for a vehicle that size as well. Well, you're right, it is a 4-cylinder, but somehow, through Japanese magic engineering, Toyota is extracting 326 horsepower and 465 pound-foot of torque. And it's a hybrid. Yeah, we're in the hybrid world now. And it is absolutely amazing to me that you are getting this kind of horsepower, performance, torque, fuel economy and everything out of a 4-cylinder engine in a vehicle that is this size. And here's another interesting thing. I'm sitting in the vehicle right now. It's 95 degrees outside. The AC is blasting cold and the engine just shut off. So we're producing 0 emissions right now. I would say that is super, super impressive. So let's take a look at what I think is going to become a legendary 4-cylinder engine with boatloads of torque. And I cannot wait to drive this thing. So here's the little 2.4 liter inline mild hybrid engine. Again, 326 horsepower, 465 pound-foot of torque. dual overhead cam, variable valve timing, 6,000 pound tow capacity. How cool is that? Over there is going to be all of your hybrid components. Anything that is wrapped in orange has to do with electricity and the hybrid components. Hybrid component system cooling, then you have brake fluid, and your little bitty engine that could, that can, that does, that will. It takes 0 W20 fully synthetic oil. It runs on regular gas. Now taking a look at the interior, this is the inside of the driver's door panel. You can see you have memory seat settings right there where it says set 1 and 2. Power windows, power door locks, automatic folding mirrors. That's a nice feature. And you can see your double stitching, first edition badge. And remember, this is a first edition, so there's not going to be any more of these once this line is made and delivered. You can see here your dash. That is such a cool looking dash. I love how chunky, there's that word again, the steering wheel looks. You've got some amazing features right here down on the left, and we'll take a look at those in just a second. Then this is your really cool center console. All kinds of four-wheel and all-wheel drive system management all right there. Your screen is right here, and then you do have ventilated and heated seats all right here. You can see that they are perforated, and that is just a really nice, good-looking, comfortable seat. Nice for long drives. So from the driver's seat, this is the view. I really, really like it. There are some big pillars, and there's some pretty big blind spots in it, but that's what you have the big fat side mirrors for, so that's not a big deal really. Over here on the left side, in front of your left knee, since this one is pretty dressed up, basically all of these switches are full of a button. And over here is going to be your automatic high beams. This is going to be for your parking support brake. This is for your gauge brightness. This is for fog lights. That's for your outlet in the back, just like an outlet in your house. Power liftgate, fuel, and then this is for trailering down here at the very bottom. Over here on the left side, you see your turn signal stalk, and you can see your turn signals and your lights, and you see auto right there. That means your headlights will cut on automatically as the sun is going down, as it senses a decrease in the light outside. You can take it and pull it down one without fully engaging it, and it will blink 3 times so that you can change lanes, and that's fully engaged. Nice feature there. This thing that you see here that's looking back at me is for driver support. That can determine if you're getting too sleepy, if your eyes are off the road, diverted off the road, and it will say, hey, put your eyes back on the road. Great, great feature. Then over here on the right side is going to be for your wipers, and you have automatic rain sensing wipers, and so it's in the off position now. You can pull it down, the wipers wipe once to let you know that it is engaged in rain sensing. Then over here on the right side is your wiper stalk. You can see it says mist off auto. It's in the off position now. You can pull it down one. The windshield wipers will wipe once to let you know that the automatic rain sensing wipers are now active. And then this allows you to increase or decrease the speed of the intermittent wipers. This is for control of the rear wiper. You pull it toward you to wash your windshield off. Over here on the left side of the steering wheel is going to be a back arrow. I'll show you what that's for. That's for Bluetooth. The multi-directional keypad is going to be to control all kinds of things right here in the center of the instrument cluster between the tach and the speedometer. And then right down here is going to be for your volume. And then this is going to be for voice commands. Over here on the right side of the steering wheel is going to be radar cruise control. Then this is for your lane mitigation. So this is what's going to see the lines on the road. And then this is going to be for all of your cruise control. And then left and right is going to, right now this is controlling the audio, and it is allowing me to toggle between audio, different preset stations in Sirius XM, which is what I'm listening to right now. And then mode allows you to control the mode, whether it's AM, FM, satellite, or Bluetooth. And now we're going to take a look at this center display. Basically everything that's going on with the tachometer on the left, the speedometer on the right, and then in the middle there, all kinds of different settings. This thing has just tons of cool different little settings that you can do in a lot of different screens. They can tend to be a little bit confusing, so you need practice. That's what this video is for. We're going to be using this multi-directional keypad down here on the left, up, down, left, right, and OK. Whenever you want to make a selection, you just hit OK. And so I'll go through all that right now. So right now you can see that this is just the regular view, okay? And I'm going to push left on the multi-directional keypad. You can see 3 there at the very bottom, and then you can see page 2 and page 1, and it says press or hold OK to change settings. So I'm pressing and holding OK, and now look on the right there. There's a bunch of little dots, so I'm going to go up and down with that multi-directional keypad now. See that? So there's blank, then driving support, adaptive cruise, map, settings, message, and then back to the top. You can also see a little arrow right there and right there. Pressed it left and you can see audio. So now I can go up and down, navigation, fuel economy, blank. These are all customizable. Engine oil trans, then turbo gauge. That's pretty neat, I-force. And so now I'm going to go up to fuel economy. Press OK to reset. Boom, reset. Then I can go over left again, and then fuel economy, driving support. I want it to show that. I want it to also show drive info. So where you see the blue blocks that are checked, those are what's going to appear in this screen now. Driving support, navigation, audio, drive info, turbo gauge, and so they're all there now. Isn't that neat? So this is what you're going to have it display inside of the tachometer while you're driving. And so I am going to have turbo gauge. That's just going to be for the sake of the drive that we're about to do, just because it's cool. Now I just pressed right, and now I'm going to press right again. And oh no, let's go back to settings, press OK and hold, then I'm going to press right again, and now I can pick what is going to show up in the speedometer. Traction monitor, pitch and roll, trailer brake, auxiliary gauges, blank, and let's go driving support because that's what I like there. I like the adaptive cruise mode. That's what's going to keep me at a set distance between me and the vehicle in front of me. Now onto this big, beautiful screen. By the way, take a look at the volume button right there. That's kind of interesting that the volume button is right there, but I like how it's separate. There's not a volume that's integrated into here, which is brilliant. It's just right there. It's intuitive, nice and easy. This, by the way, is soft touch material. I really like that. And I like all the materials on the inside of the Landcruiser too. There's soft touch materials on the insides of the doors. It's got a nice rugged, luxurious feel to it. It's pretty nice. This is all touch screen. It has Android Auto, Apple CarPlay integration. And so I'm not going to get started on this, but I am going to hit music. And so this is going to be obviously all of your auto. And so you have favorites right here, and then you have satellite stuff here. So this obviously, you're just going to tap to listen to your favorite, and then you can tune manually a radio station. So this is under FM 923. That's a popular station in this area. Tune to that station, and then there's Rock 92. So that's pretty cool how you can manually find a station. Then there's a heart here, and I can memorize that as a favorite. And then you can see it also has others right there. Now it's going to integrate that with these different stations right here. Isn't that neat? So I can go edit my favorites, and I can hit delete. Let's say I want to delete the heat, and then I'm done editing, and it's just that easy to edit your favorites on your audio. Then I can go sources, Apple Music, Amazon Music, or radio, and then manage devices, and that's how I can manage my Bluetooth devices right there. Then there's Bluetooth. It's just as easy to connect a device. You start here, you say connect device. Then here is the vehicle. So under climate, I can go front, rear, and then options, and that's pretty much self-explanatory. There's fan speed right there. And then we're going to go back to vehicle, trip info, off-road information. That's pretty neat. So this obviously is going to be a real-time thing. I'm pushing the brake right now. See that? Pushing the accelerator. The engine was off. It just cut on because it sensed a load was being pushed on the accelerator. And then here's the pitch that we're at right now. Then there is the roll, so we're even basically. And then right here we're kind of on a grate, as you could probably tell from the exterior walk around. Then vehicle alert, probably nothing there. And then I can go settings. So under settings, I'm a guest, so I can hit any of these things. So under general, let's just go general. There's screen beep. I'm going to deactivate screen beep, and then I'm going to bump up that sensitivity. I always like the sensitivity at the highest. I was noticing that there was a little bit of a lag, but now there should be no lag at all. And I turned the screen beep off. Then there's Wi-Fi, display, sound, and media. Auto sound levelizer that adjusts the radio volume based on the speed. And then if my phone were hooked up, I could actually adjust the ringtone, new message, alert, volume alert, system voice, all that. Surround sound, that's neat. When I'm taking a call, it can make it in surround sound. How cool is that? Then here's media. Display cover art, that's called Grace Note, is the software that displays cover art. Whenever you're playing an album, say we were listening to Spotify, and it would show the album cover art that is activated, so that's a nice feature. And then going back here, I can go vehicle customize. So this is where it gets really, really cool. I recommend spending some time here. If you get one of these new, you can go to lights, and then auto on sensitivity is normal. So that's where you can adjust the level or the sensitivity at which the headlights turn on automatically according to sunlight or the lack thereof. So brighter, it will cut on sooner. Darker, it will cut on later. Normal is nice. Auto off timer is 30 seconds. So when you turn the vehicle off, these headlights are going to stay on for 30 seconds. Daytime running lights on, yes. So then we're going to go door control. This is nice. Auto lock from shift from park. So the doors are going to automatically lock when you shift it from park, and they're going to automatically unlock when you shift it to park. So you're driving, you come to a stop, you go from drive to park, the doors are going to automatically unlock. Wireless electronic key to press unlock, lock when the door is open, and that's nice. So again, these are all things that you can fully customize. What do you want the driver's seat to do whenever you are exiting the vehicle? And I like this. Seat slide full, so the seat is going to come away from the steering wheel, and the steering column is going to tilt, and I'm going to say tilt and telescope. That makes it easier because the seat's going to go away and the steering wheel is going to go up and in to give you maximum ability or maximum space to re-enter the vehicle whenever you are getting back in. Isn't that nice? So that's just a brief overview of the screen there. Again, sensitivity is nice. I see no fingerprints, even though it has a nice gloss on it. And so you can fully customize all of that stuff right there. Here are your controls for your climate system. Thank you so much, Toyota, for not integrating climate controls, heated and ventilated seat controls into the nav system. I don't like it when manufacturers do that. I like climate controls and seat controls totally separate and manual operation than from the touchscreen multi-information display. Heat, three-way. Ventilation, three-way. Auto makes it so that it'll automatically keep the temperature set at whatever you have it set for. And so we're going to set it for 72 so that we don't get blown out of here. There we go. Heated steering wheel, that's nice. And then your rear and front defrost. This is going to be for your climate control system for the driver's side. Passenger side, I can deactivate sync, and that way the passenger can have control of their side. recirculate, and rear controls. Then you can see a button here that says view, and when you press view, you get a nice little view of a dude walking right in front of the Landcruiser here. So when you press the view button, this pops up and it gives you a stitched view of the surroundings around the Landcruiser. That's a pretty cool feature, so that you can check your surroundings before you exit. And then you can press here and it's going to give you a drone shot from above. The first one was from the inside looking out. This one's from the outside looking at. So the stack of buttons that we're looking at now, we're actually looking at a dial and a stack of buttons. This is called mode select, and when you turn the dial, you can see up on your dash it says sport, normal, and eco, and these are 3 different drive modes, so that whenever you put it in sport, the dash turns red and it's going to adjust throttle mapping, and it's going to make the accelerator a little bit more sensitive, and it's just going to make it more fun to be punchy in the drive. And then normal is a combination of eco and sport, and then eco is the most fuel efficient way to drive, and it's going to require more pedal travel in order to achieve speed. So when you have drive mode activated, this dial is going to allow you to, in drive mode, choose eco, normal, or sport. Then you go MTS, and that's multi-terrain select. Then you use this same dial to choose deep snow, mud, sand, dirt, or auto, and it's going to also whenever you're in any of these modes, or actually when you're in sand, mud, and deep snow, it's going to take off traction control right there as well. Then DAC, downhill assist control, and crawl mode. So whenever you are in crawl mode, this is like the ultimate in being able to get out of a nasty, sticky, rocky situation. Crawl mode is so cool. I really recommend going on YouTube and taking a look for Toyota crawl control and watch that thing work. It is absolutely unbelievable. But now we're going to go back to drive mode, and I'm going to put it in sport for whenever we drive it. Then here's your parking brake. And then this is going to be brake hold. So when you come to a stoplight, if this is activated, then you can actually, once you come to a complete stop, you can release your foot off the brake and it will hold the vehicle in place until the light turns green, and then you just tap the gas and go. So this is a locking center differential, locking rear differential. This unlocks the stabilizer bar, for lack of a better term. This makes it for navigating real like off kilter. So if the left side of the Landcruiser is really low, the right side is really high, this is going to allow it to do that, to articulate itself through really uneven areas. Traction control off, and then it is always in full-time 4-wheel drive mode. This just allows you to select high or low, and you push it in and pull it back to go into low 4 mode. This is a handy dandy feature. You also have a wireless charging pad right there. There's no bumper that is going to keep it secure, so you might want to have some type of like cover on it right there. You just put it there and it's going to charge your phone right there. And a couple of cup holders right here. And since this one is the super dressed up version, look what we have here. Cool box. See that? And it actually is super cool. It's not just, it's like super cooled air conditioning. The AC is coming out right here and it feels cold, it feels cool, but this feels straight up cold like a refrigerator. However, you're not supposed to call it a refrigerator because it does stop when the vehicle stops. Okay, here we go. Little 4-cylinder, that good, my goodness. Yep, I can tell already. I'm in sport mode, but I can already tell that this is going to be plenty of kick. It's going to be all we need. This actually feels really good. And I like the fact that it is not a continuous variable transmission, that it is it's just a regular transmission. This thing feels totally capable. It is just handling it with the greatest of ease, and it's maintaining a good good torque, even at higher speeds. Right now I'm going 63, and there is plenty of power available to me. So it's like torque on demand. And I think that's probably an attribute of the sport mode. So it's hanging in a high gear. I can hear it revving kind of high. I'm going to get out here on the regular interstate, and I'm going to actually flip it to normal mode. And so now we're in normal mode, no longer in sport mode. And remember, the same power is available in every mode, whether it's eco, normal, or sport. But the difference is the way the power is delivered. So in sport mode, it's much more quickly, readily available. So let's merge. Yeah, this is absolutely insane that this is a 4-cylinder. I cannot believe it. It doesn't even sound like a 4-cylinder, and I think since you're putting a 4-cylinder in a vehicle of this size, you need to have pretty good sound dampening materials from the firewall so that you can't hear the obvious kind of whininess of what a 4-cylinder typically sounds like. And they've done an excellent job at that in this. Yeah, so this is going to be fantastic on the highway. There is a bit of wind noise, but it's, I am going 70 miles an hour. So now I'm going to roll this into eco, and now we're in eco. And so at this point, the accelerator, I'm supposed to have to push the accelerator a little bit more further down in order to achieve speed. I can't really tell that right now because I haven't really mashed it, but this is absolutely fabulous. There's a little bit of body roll. You can see I'm kind of swerving a little bit. Body roll there. Let's see if there's that. I'm going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it in sport. Yeah, I think it's the same in sport as it is in eco. But this is great. Again, we're in eco mode. Man, that power delivery is fabulous. That is just great. It is incredible that this is a 4-cylinder. That's the thing about this. Do not just look at what the stats are on paper, because you will do yourself a major disservice if you look at what this thing is just on paper and allow that to keep you from coming and looking at one of these, because it is just great. Turbos do a lot to help boost the power and the torque of a vehicle, and this is a prime example of that. So this is eco mode. I'm going to turn it back to normal, because that's where I think people will drive this vehicle the most, is in just regular normal mode. And now that I'm out in it, I said something about the blind spots earlier, but now that I'm out in it, it feels like the blind spots are not as bad because I'm paying more attention, and the mirrors are fantastic in it. So, and of course I have the sunroof not open, but the visor back, and it just makes it feel like a bigger cabin. Also, there is no turbo lag at all. Literally zero turbo lag. The seat is super comfortable too, by the way. This would be easy to drive on a long trip. This would be really easy to take on a long trip. And it's gonna, like I said earlier, you're gonna get, Toyota claims you're gonna get 447 miles on a tank of gas, on regular gas, of highway miles. That's just stronger than goat's breath in a field of wild onions right there. Let's go up here and take a look at the turning radius. and then we're gonna call it a day. All right, turning radius right here. I'm gonna lock it. Pretty good. Pretty good. And the heads-up display, by the way, is really sweet. It's color and it's nice and bright and bold. I love everything about it. Okay, everybody, that's going to do it for our look at the 2024 Landcruiser First Edition. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. And another huge thank you to Modern Toyota of Asheboro in Asheboro, North Carolina for the opportunity to film this Landcruiser. I'll be sure to leave all their contact information in the description box below. But remember, the most important thing of all, everybody, have a wonderful day.